down there.
Yeah, I remember.
And today it is 2018, September 30th, and it is dark outside because it is 2:30 in the morning. And Milton is going to take us to the airport.
That's me.
I hope I can see. There you are.
Here's that
There's
Loretta.
Loretta.
Getting in the back seat.
And Loretta's down here.
And we're going on a cruise.
All right, do you have a room at Loretta?
We're going on a
Okay,
cruise.
well, I'll let Uncle Hank
To 1 minute, I'm photographing myself. I'm going on a cruise that starts today in Long Beach area, and then we're cruise for 15 nights to Yokohama, Japan, and fly back to San Francisco 4 days after that on October the 20th.
Well, it sounds like a real nice trip.
It's a deal, isn't it?
And
And
the upper
it
right
is still
corner.
dark.
yeah, that's where it was. Yeah.
We're here at Venice,
I really could feel it. Yeah,
and we're going to there is City Hall
the lights
in
aren't
the
on.
dark. Look at that, and
Milton, could you maybe clean your window a little bit?
Oh, I could. Yeah. But so it must be lighting up.
so we have arrived. We were checking in. We were overweight, but I kind of smoothed with the young lady, and she is not charging us extra, I think. Believe it or not, a wheelchair is waiting for the old man.
Yes,
I'm hurting like hell. So, wow. That's a first for me. Thank you. Sir. And here I am on my wheelchair. There's a gentleman who is doing that for me. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
This is the international terminal. It's a very beautiful terminal.
Attention please, for your safety.
Well, we made it onto the JetBlue plane. We're going to take off any minute from San Francisco to Long Beach. There it is. Oh, they took it away there. There is Mrs. Bakker. There she is. Look, a great shot of you. And here is the invalid who faked. He feels much better now. And we are in the air. You see there South San Francisco and the San Bruno Mountains. Full of warehouses. There is the Bayshore Freeway. Brisbane and the San Bruno Mountains. We are now halfway down to the Los Angeles area. And you can see the rugged terrain.
Do you want anything to drink?
Notice this pocket of fog. Strange how it could be in that one spot. We are approaching the Los Angeles area now, but we're over the water, as you can see. So we made it out of the airport at Long Beach. We got our luggage, and we're now in a taxi on the way to the World Cruise Center, where our ship, the Amsterdam, will be waiting in berth 93. the flight from San Francisco to Long Beach was a half hour early. We left earlier than intended and flew faster than expected. No problem, of course, with that. Well, I'm back in a wheelchair. We're now in the check-in area of the ship.
My daughter, she'd have this dance or something,
There it is,
high school, and she goes, "You don't have that video."
We are on the first leg of a world tour.
I go, "Why? You probably get
Let
it."
me
She's
look
always been good at
around.
that. I go, "I know I have it."
Hey, that's me. There's the man.
Hi there.
And let's see that. A very long line there. But we are in the wheelchair line. It has come to the... Well, we have arrived. Room 6142. And I'm entering the room. Let me first show you the bath. Oops, that was a noise. And there's the bathroom. Very nice, beautifully prepared for us. I'm using my cell phone because my regular camera ran out of battery power, so you see yours truly in the dark. Somehow it has the improper exposure. And there is apparently plenty of... it's so dark in here. How do you turn the light on? I have no idea. It has automatic exposure. All right, so here is... How about showing me again? There are 2 single beds. I had requested the queen, but you can't get everything. And here is the queen, waiting to be photographed.
Waiting for my luggage.
Waiting for your luggage. And there is a VCR or something like that, a television, a bar, blanket, a large desk. Again, I don't know where the lights are in this place, so I don't have good exposure. That's yours truly again. Stay where you are, Loretta. Okay, yeah. I was going to photograph you from this angle in the mirror. And now let's go outside. That is quite something. We're on the veranda. And you see here, that is a fuel barge that brings fuel for the ship to get all the way to Yokohama. There is the harbor and huge amounts of shipping containers. There are an oil refinery there, and there are all these cranes that are used in harbors. There is our ship. That is forward, and I'm sorry, this is forward. So, that's the end of this one. And we are leaving the harbor of Los Angeles, rather San Pedro, and this beautiful ship is coming by. Oh, there's a party coming on there. Oh, they're yelling and screaming.
I thought it was us.
It's party time. They're waving at us.
For a minute I thought it was us. Where'd that happen? That's cute.
Amazing. It is a Sunday night, but there are only 2 ships visible. There they are. in the harbor, and I see hundreds of cranes, but only 2 ships are being serviced. I take that back. I actually now count 4 ships, 2 in the center behind each other, 1 on the left and 1 on the right. But if I look at the horizon, I see nothing but cranes, cranes, cranes everywhere. And almost 0 ship traffic. Well, today, October 1st, and I'm back on my little veranda, and we have a gray day, but it is beautiful. There's almost no wind, and we're going at about, I would say, 12, 15 knots. And we had heavy fog all night, and the fog horn was going every few minutes. Now Loretta wants me to come inside. You see me again, and she wants me to photograph the rose that she received. Sorry for the shaking because I'm maneuvering around all the furniture. No, I'm
So
okay.
you take it from this
Yeah,
end.
but the pillowcase is then okay. So okay. She received a rose from, as we came to the dining room yesterday, and below that is a book that Mark Hagenson gave her when she was visiting the other day in Vancouver, and she thought it was a nice combination to be photographed. And tonight is the night of October the 1st, and our cabin crew from towels make these fun animals. This is the first creation. It's a turtle, and it's only a little after 9 o'clock, and I am exhausted. I'm gonna go to sleep in that bed. Loretta's doing homework. We are 1,700 miles from our first stop, Dutch Harbor. Here you see the globe. In a minute you'll see where we are. And you see that little arrow here. We are just a little bit, I would say, the level of Santa Rosa, California. We're going at an angle to the Aleutian Islands. It's 11:27 a.m. The depth is 15,500 feet. It is an incredible amount of water on this planet that always amazes me. Air temperature is in the 60s Fahrenheit. There you see we're having about 35 knots of wind. You see this is what the bridge is looking at. Present wind 38 knots, as you can see. Beaufort something. October 2nd, and I'm finally got dressed in my Hawaiian shirt. It is almost noon. I'm going to go to lunch soon. We're going to go to lunch soon. You see here my my desk, and we're playing some serious music here from my little speaker. That is for your information. Oh yeah, no, that is recorded from the French radio on the internet anyway. And then outside, it looks like this. About 38 knots of wind that would terrify any sailboat. But on a big ship, it's not much of a problem. Gray everywhere. Now take a look at the bow here. lunchtime and we are at the Lido, and I'll just walk around a little bit and see some of the good stuff that is available. These are all little desserts. The ocean is very wild.
Hello again.
Coffee and tea. Hello. Look at that. Oh, look at that. So, that gives you an idea of the offerings. And it's pretty rugged out there.
They're very informative. Where did I went? Here.
So tonight we're going to watch a show by a guy who plays all kinds of instruments. That is him, I think. Yeah, right there. His name is Kuba. And here is the stage. It's a beautiful stage.
Well, so... Voila! Thank you. So let me explain to you in a few words how it works, because I can see a few people in the first row doing this. So this instrument is based on electromagnetic waves, which means that these two antennas, as you can see, create electromagnetic fields around them. And every time I want to play it, I just simply move my hands really close to these antennas, breaking those fields. So you can imagine there's like a transparent bubble around this antenna, another transparent here, and I just break these fields and make the sound. Go down, of course, like this. Very simple, right? Maybe not. So anyway, this antenna on your right is responsible for volume this time. So if I keep my left hand close to this antenna, there's no sound. But as soon as I take my left hand off this, there's a sound. It sounds like whales, isn't it? It's actually interesting about this instrument because I can create lots of different sound effects. I can, for example, scare somebody. Is it October now? Halloween is coming up, right? So, yeah, okay, it wasn't real. Anyway, so it's a very silly instrument, but with all of the silliness, you might ask me, Kuba, what makes this instrument so difficult and why we don't see it very often? Well, that is because, if you want to compare this instrument to any other, let's say piano, and I'm not saying that piano is easy instrument to play, because it's not, but let's say you just first time sitting next to the piano, and you see these 88 keys, and if you press one of them, you have at least a note, right? Same instrument with the vibraphone, I have bars, so each bar is responsible for each note. Even the kalimba has the little bars. But this instrument, just because it's different, the notes are in the air. And it's very difficult to find that. It's not, look, if I move my pinky. It's very easy to make a mistake, right? And you probably wonder, Kuba, what are you doing with this instrument on a cruise ship? Right? We are at sea, we're moving a little bit if you didn't notice. Thank you very much, only you.
October 3, and this is our first formal night. And you see me, not Loretta, who has declared that I have severe Alzheimer's and that my suit is completely misfitting for the important evening. So you'll have to just decide for yourself. Anyway, we're going to have a picture together anyway. And now you can see Loretta in her black and gold outfit, which is apparently the theme of tonight. And her escort is wearing his beautiful golden suit and a black camera in front of it. So where everybody
your cane is color coordinated. The cane is black and gold.
Okay, that's the end of it. And it is gala dinner time on October the 3rd. And there is we're at table 82, as you can see. And there is my table made in gold and black, as was the prerequisite for this dinner.
It's the theme.
The theme. Yours truly, as you know, is wearing only gold, which is perfect. And now I'll give you a quick look at the various trailer trash that is sitting here.
How are you?
Oh, I'm very good.
I am well, thank you so much. I am. Okay, just for the information before I take the order, yeah, tonight the menu covers everything, including dessert. So I want you to decide your dessert as well.
So, what did the gentleman say, Loretta?
He said, "This is our gala menu for the night."
Obviously.
As you see, and as I open it up,
And you can read
we
it.
have
Okay, here is then the contents. We have appetizers. We have soups. We have entrees. Stop the movie if you want to read it. By the way, this is photograph is my cell phone. And I have to later on integrate this into the video taken with my regular camera. So that is that. And now we are going to concentrate. Oh, look how beautiful that golden ball is with flame.
they've gone on.
And let me let you look at the beautiful ceiling. And there is the ocean rushing by there at the bottom, as you can see. Okay, that is the preliminary. Loretta, you look beautiful.
When you look handsome, you don't.
That's right.
But you do look nice.
I look very good. You are deserving of my company. So our main course has arrived. I have the quail, and Loretta has the lamb chop. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Right, Loretta?
Oh yeah, beautiful. It's rack of lamb. I mean, 2 chops in the rack.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Good evening. My name is Lisa, and I'm all the way from sunny Scotland. Anyone from Scotland? Me? Just going solo? Well, I think we're Scotsmen because I definitely don't drink whiskey and nor haggis either. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you really enjoy the show. I am soprano 2 of the evening, which means I sing the high notes like Shelley, but also the low notes. I'm not sure how that's fair, but never mind. Sit back and enjoy the show. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I am Charlotte, and I am the alto of the group, which means I sing very low. Now, I'm from the UK. I'm from Wolverhampton, which is in the Midlands near Birmingham. Oh, is that someone from Birmingham? Wow, didn't expect that. Right, we really hope you have a lovely, lovely evening and enjoy our show. Are we ready, ladies? Now you listen to our story. Here's the part that we have made. Chicks would want to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, you give me fever. In the morning, fever while you do. Fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. Rolling in the deep. You had my heart.
crow's nest on deck 9, the highest place on this ship, and people do a lot of dancing here. We had today a gala day, so people are quite dressed. I'm on there too. Well, today is October 4th, and we're going to get a sing and dance program in our beautiful theater. The beautiful statues all around.
Gonna say nobody knows what I'm feeling inside. I find it stupid, so why should I hide that I love to make love to you, baby. So many ways wanna touch you tonight. I'm a big girl, got no secrets this time. Yeah, I love to make love to you, baby. If this would be a perfect world,
your singers, Louis, Jill, Claire, and Paul. Let's keep it going for your fantastic dancers, Sergey and Steph. Yuri and Sarah. And Sasha and Dasha. Let's hear it one more time for the cast of A Thousand Steps.
And today it is October the 5th, and our room shooters every night make a little towel creature, and it's a monkey. See how well that is done.
Nice one, Dawn. All right, that was my fault because I chose you. Oh, they're just jokes. You can feel sorry for her. My parents feel sorry for me. It makes no difference.
It's October 6th, and this morning we arrived in the little town of Dutch Harbor on one of the Aleutian Islands. It is always a changing climate here. It was first clear and then heavy fog and then rain, and now it has cleared up a little bit. I'm told this is one of the largest fishing ports in the United States.
Number one.
All these movies you saw on television, on Discovery Channel, about the crab fishermen, that all was done here. Look at this surrounding. It could be Hawaii as far as the shape of the mountains and the color of the mountains. These mountains are solid rock, so they're only covered with a very thin base of grasses and other little plants.
Almost moss-like that.
Yeah, almost moss-like. So that is the view of Dutch Harbor, and we're going on shore. They're gonna take us with a school bus to the Safeway store, which happens to be the center of commerce of this town, which they sell much more than groceries. They sell just about everything. So we're gonna, and that's about all there is to be seen. There's also a museum, but we don't know where it is, and I don't want to. So we came by school bus from there, and our delivery was at the local Safeway store that I mentioned earlier, where they sell a lot more than just food. Electronics, hardware, and so on. And now we're going to walk to behind that hotel there, behind the taxi, and there's a museum, we are told. And we are now in Dutch Harbor on the way to a little museum. And there we see on this fence a giant bald eagle, far bigger than you see in California or in Alaska itself. About 1.5 times as large. It must be a subspecies that is much bigger that lives around here. Let's see how brave he is as I come closer. Hello, Mr. Eagle, how are you? Okay, He took a little distance. Hello. Hello, Mr. Eagle. How are you? Yeah. And there is that Safeway store again. And huge amount of Maersk shipping containers. I believe that's a Danish company. I just showed you that big eagle. But everything in Alaska grows bigger. The fish and also the plants. Here it's clover. And the clover leaves are huge. Yeah, in relation to what I can hardly show them. These are the flowers. But if I would put my shoe there, if I can. Where's my shoe?
I'll put my...
Yeah, I cannot get close enough. Anyway, that's it. But they are huge.
10 minutes.
Yeah, the eagles here are a dime a dozen, and they are giant, much bigger, as I said before. Let me show you. There on top of that pole, you'll see this. He's tame as a pigeon.
Look how he's posing.
Yeah, it's hard to keep my camera still, but looking right at me. You can see it. We're going to see the local museum, the Museum of the Aleutians. Coming. And in the front of the museum is this sign talking about the various flowers that grow here beautifully and wildly. Interesting is this little map that is from the olden days before, when there were ice times. Siberia was connected to the United States or Alaska, and this was called Beringia. And the early Americans came out of Asia and for thousands of years lived around here and evolved to be different looking from pure Asians, and then slowly migrated to this island, but all the way to the southern tip of South America, and all evolved in different type of Indians, small, large, tall, etc. And we are now in the museum, and it's just a little nothing town, but they have a lovely museum with history and natural history. There's a huge albatross. There is a red-haired Eskimo, this one here, very rare. And
Hey,
yes, oh, she
see this
speaks
outfit
English.
here? This
Yeah.
is all made from gut. Animal gut would be their intestine.
A jacket made of animal gut.
Yeah.
Kamleka, they call it.
Esophagus.
And look here,
Esophagus.
the life from the sea display, and there is a person in a similar jacket, the person in the kayak or the canoe.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
They made it, see, they were weatherproof, right?
Yeah.
Waterproof.
Here is some history. First contact. The Unangan moved and settled where hunting and fishing were good. In 1741, Russian explorers, etc. The history started where these people were chased off their lands. Early Russian fur trading. And they plundered it. Sea otters were taken. But that's the history all over this planet. They're powerful. Look here. The killing of the little seals. Anything for money. The Russian American. And there are the local people, what they look like when they were forced to wear Western dress. Look their faces, how unhappy they are, and how forced they are to take this stupid picture with this religious freak in the middle who okayed all these misdeeds. Okay, that was my speech for the day. And the story about buying Alaska from the Russians. Here, I think, is the check. I cannot read the amount. $7.2 million. That was a hell of a buy. And there came the first immigrants, evacuate and make room for the military came here, pretty much fucked it all up. World War II, clash of cultures, yeah, for sure. So these are some of the Unangan people. Houses were first built by first digging a long pit into the ground, then a rounded framework of driftwood or whalebone, and covered with grass mats and sod. And here are some of the things that they made and had: the canoes, the otter furs, cooking equipment, weaving, basketry. They were the original Indians. I mean, American Indians, the Hopis, the Navajos, all came from these people. At least he had the same forebear. Here are those clothes again, made from the guts of probably seals, waterproof and beautiful light material. They were smart, primitive as they were. Here is one of their homes. What it must have looked like. The faces look European, so that is not possible. But still. And this is a huge sea that we have been coming over. To shift to commercial fishing. I think I told you they catch more fish here than they catch pollock, Pacific cod, sablefish, black cod, mackerel, rockfish, flatfish, 200-mile conservation zone, etc., etc. But it's huge what is taken from the ocean here. There is the cutter bear. Nicely made. All about the Coast Guard. Hey, they already made dolls like American Indians make them. Similar. Look at that. Unangan dolls. Very unique and special. Look at that.
It's really times in essence.
And what do we have here? There must be a local chant.
Examples of dance from all over the state.
A local chant? Yeah. A chant.
No, this is dances from all over the state. So this will be from the very top of Alaska. This is in Upiat.
And you all have their own dances, the various groups?
Yes.
Okay.
And dress, everything is totally.
So you are a guide, Heidi.
I am a guide.
And you're
I'm
is your
in my
dress?
kaspak. It's called a kaspak.
Kaspak. That is Uganan, as a local.
This is a traditional Yupik outfit.
Yupik outfit.
So.
Beautiful and very practical with the front pockets.
Yes, and then they do the tribal affiliations in their designs here.
I see. You know, this reminds me, I've been a fan of Indian art stuff. And Arizona, too, has, of course, all the Indians who have their own unique little designs and forever and ever keep using them.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's very interesting.
Look at that. I hope they will maintain it. Are these people still, if I can use the word, pure ethnic, or have they mixed with others?
No, these are all pure ethnic, but the culture is...
The culture is sliding away from them, of course.
The kids all have
but these are not have this and have that. These are...
Most of them are
okay. That's and the language is still a little bit maintained. It's hard to do.
It's coming back. When I first started going out to the village...
There is a written form?
Yes, and they're even doing it on a Rosetta Stone now, which is interesting, the Yupik language. But when I first started going out to the villages, the kids were not speaking it, and now I'm seeing it more and more.
And there are enough adults left who know the pronunciation and the...
it's getting scary. So the part of the goal of this exhibit is to open that dialogue for the cultures and the traditions, not just look at dolls.
That's all over the world is a concern.
I know.
I came from the Netherlands, Holland, and in the north of Holland is a small group of people, the Frisians, who have their own language. And I just met up on the boat. I'm from the boat. One of the employees is a Frisian girl, but she speaks fluent Dutch too. And she and I talked a lot about Frisian, because originally my family was from Friesland too. And so, anyway, there too they have the problem of losing the language, but they're getting back into it. And it is properly spelled so you can study it easier.
And pass it on.
Yeah.
And that's something I've noticed with the dance. Is like I still love going to the dance, but it's different when you see the elders dancing and it was their heritage.
Yeah.
The kids are still repeating it.
But that little girl is going to remember it. And
and all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, but when I first started going, like say 30 years ago, it was 80-year-old people that this was their life. And the kids are still doing it, which I think is just
these are in their 20s and they're
all of them are young, but in this group, but
terrific.
Yeah, but if you watch a little bit, you'll see the elders, and like I say, they're not around as much.
Terrific. Okay, I'm running out of my space on my little ship.
I'm glad you're enjoying.
So I am enjoying very much, and I'm admired that a little town like this can put it together and keep it together. That's great. I'm impressed. At Athabaskan dolls. Prehistoric figures, 40,000 years ago, they found these. No, these are 500 to 3,000, but archaeological record goes back as 40,000 years. That is almost hard to believe, but it must be. Okay, I gotta quit before I run out of space. This was the town of Dutch Harbor. So, Loretta, I have made a major report.
This is extremely interesting.
I read all this.
Have you read this? This is now see, these are the jackets
that they use.
They use. I recommend you read this.
I did.
No, seriously, read it.
Okay, I'll take a picture for the general public, and then I'm going to turn it off and seriously read. I told you earlier there's a tremendous fishing industry here. And if you look here, you see giant crab traps stacked up, huge. They're about, I would say, 6 feet square easily, and 3 feet deep. There's a company that supplies the local fishermen. And we are leaving Dutch Harbor. Look what a beautiful environment. Wow. It is 5 p.m. We're on our way to the Japanese city of Koshiro. There is the open ocean awaiting us. There is a whale there. I can't find him. You can see them with the naked eye, but I can't find them. There they are, right there. Maybe I should back off a little bit. Yeah, right there. Did you see that or not? I don't know.
You better go here.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes too.
Right now you see that white foam. There. Yeah, you saw the foam.
Back.
There you see him.
Oh,
A
sweet.
little piece of foam there, that's him. She.
Here we go.
Where?
There's 3 of them right there.
Oh yeah. I don't see him in the camera.
Now they're down, and then they're just traveling, and then they go up and down, up.
And here is the October 6th towel creation. A beautiful lobster, as you can see. And we sail away from the Aleutian Islands. And I see these beautiful snow-capped mountains here. Look at that. That snow must be from last year. I just have to look with you at this gray ocean as we are moving from Dutch Harbor to Siberia. These waves have valleys in between of 6 feet, if not more. A boat like the Arena would be impossible to maneuver in these circumstances. And the distances are practically endless. And if you realize that at the bottom of this ocean, there is a distance of 15,000 feet of water sitting down. Unbelievable how much water is on our little planet. Look at those waves, rolling and rolling, coming in at us. October 8th, and we're on the way from Dutch Harbor, the Aleutian Islands, to Russia. And I cannot pronounce the name again, it's Podolsky or something like that. But look how wild that ocean is. It's blowing about 35, 40 knots. We're going against the wind. Probably a lot of noise here in the camera because the wind is blowing on the microphone. So I won't talk, I'll just let you look at those waves as they come toward us. And I stepped inside, and now you see me today in my very visible outfit. My famous purple shirt and my wind-blown face. I look like a Russian, don't I? Huh? There is Catherine the Great.
Yeah,
we just had a tremendous... Boy, the boat is moving. We just had a tremendous, let me get the camera set this way, presentation by the onboard historian who told us about the history of Russia, starting with Ivan the Great or Ivan the Terrible, who was only living in a small area of the Rus stripe and built the huge nation that is Russia today.
Well, he began it, yeah.
And he began it, but Peter the Great, who came to Holland to learn about modern ways to build cities and boats, and so on. Very
Yeah,
nice.
he was the one that actually set up St. Petersburg, Hank.
Yeah,
From what he learned in Holland,
yeah.
then he went back to Russia,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
something I did not know.
That's right.
Set up.
Okay, now. And again on October 8th, we went to dinner. Loretta, look at the camera so they know you're with it. And what do we discover? This is Canadian Thanksgiving. They imitated us, but they picked a wrong date.
And look how nicely they've decorated.
I know, I'm going to work on that now. Loretta says it's so beautifully decorated, and it is. Look at that. And all around, you see these beautiful, I guess they're made of paper, but it is beautifully done.
Including the Canadian flag.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let me turn around here. And there is the Canadian flag. Oh, Canada, oh, Canada. Something like that goes there somewhere. So, that is beautiful. And here is Loretta with additional comments.
Okay, I'm just glancing down at the menu for tonight. A couple of very interesting things. Listen to this. Canadian maple rainbow trout with cranberry sauce. Now that's a first for me. But also we have the Canadian Thanksgiving turkey roast with the apple and sausage stuffing, glazed carrots, Brussels sprouts, corn, candied sweet potato, and mashed potato. I mean candied sweet potato, yes, also, and mashed potato. So, and roasted pumpkin risotto. So it sounds very Thanksgiving-y, but I'm quite astounded with maple rainbow trout. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, that seemed like a weird flavor combination.
Yeah, really. But I'm going to stick to the traditional turkey. I love that.
Well, okay. They have white and dark meat, they tell me.
Yeah,
so.
oh, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be delicious.
That is...
There's even a little pumpkin here. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
They've done a nice job.
Okay.
Getting...
It is now October 11, and here is the itinerary. That red circle is the line we're looking at. It is called the city of, or town of Petropavlovsk on the Kamchatsky Peninsula. That peninsula is a huge thing sticking out from Siberia and probably larger than California. And now we're going to take a look outside on the deck. But first, the TV shot. The temperature outside is 43 degrees Fahrenheit and will go up to 55. There you see the globe. And where that white circle is we are, you see there the peninsula where the town of Petropavlovsky is located, right here. It comes right from the TV. And our next stop will be in Japan. 2 stops. The last stop will be Yokohama. So I'm now on the deck, and we're gonna look outside. And here again we have these mysterious plastic bags that we saw also in Dutch Harbor, Alaska, I think. And here is the town of Petropavlovsk. And yeah, that's what it looks like. Judge for yourself. There is this blue shed in a considerable state of disrepair. And we see there a bunch of slummy buildings up the hill. But then you go a little higher and there are some very nice buildings. And it gives you an idea what this They're washing the boat right now. There are drops coming down, hopefully not on the camera. So there is our first view of Petropavlovsky. I mispronounced it again. People already are leaving the boat. And there are the Russian officials. And we're going out on a bus tour around 1 o'clock. It is now 10ish in the morning. And today, on the 11th of October, we're going to take a bus tour later on in the day around 1 o'clock, I believe. But in the meantime, you can see that today and the last few days, the stock market has taken tremendous drop, 3.15% just today in the S&P 500, and I did not find out about it until I opened the computer here this morning when the stock market in New York already was closed. Anyway, this is probably going to depress a lot of people on the boat, since these are not poor people and probably have a lot of money in the market. As you know, our tour is an 82-day tour. Let me talk to you this way. I think I previously explained that the tour was sold to us as a tour from Los Angeles to Yokohama. And only later did we find out that it was really a 3-leg tour that comes back to Los Angeles after 82 days on the boat. And most people on the boat have taken the 82-day tour, and we already thought that 15 days was plenty. So we're a little bit out of it as compared to the majority of our fellow sailors. As I mentioned, these people have money to spend. You know, like for a tour of 82 days is going to cost you $40,000-$50,000 plus. And so they lost a lot of money today, and I think I'm probably going to notice that from my fellow passengers as we see them later today. So here I sit. That computer has been a disaster the last 2 days. Very poor reception. Only a few websites work. And you always get the same excuse. Yeah, well, we're on the open ocean here and the satellite connections are poor. But now in the harbor, and it is just as bad. And they had sold me the high-speed quality. There you see it. The upgrade surf voyage, premium voyage, and I'm paying, so I don't know, $250, $300 for that for these 15 days. That's $20 a day of very poor quality internet service. And of course they blame the satellites, and I blame the technology people on the boat. And so it is now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to make a bus tour through the town of Petropavlovsk, if I pronounced that correctly. It's a harbor town. Earlier I showed you something from our balcony, and the bus is still standing still. There's Mrs. Bakker. Is she there? No. And there is Mr. Bakker. And I'll talk to you later.
We're going to the center.
It is called the Lenin Square. So we call it Lenin Square, though why does it have such a name? In the former Soviet Union, it was a tradition to build this monument to Vladimir Lenin, the head of the Soviet Union country. Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky was no exception.
Loretta says she can understand every word, and I do not understand a single word.
And the monument devoted to Lenin was built at that place, several monuments devoted to the history and devoted to history and culture of Kamchatsky. It is surrounded by 3 mountain hills, which are called Petrovskaya Hill, Nikolskaya Hill, and Nishenaya Hill. If I only right, I'll show you them. And when we celebrate, but to see the parade, the military parade, as in Moscow city, the bus we can go closer when the bus stops.
The defense, the forces. And those time, the Russian squadron, there was only 988 soldiers from the Russian side and 68 coastal guns. And the French and English and French squadron had 2,500 soldiers, 6 frigates, and 204 guns. So,
say again, what was it? I missed the earlier part. What is this?
this is the chapel. Chapel.
The chapel.
Chapel.
Okay, this is a chapel.
And when the last
Chapel
this place
memorizes a
especially,
war between English and German,
just married couple,
French, I'm sorry, English and French soldiers who attacked this area in the 1800s, and a minority of Russian soldiers defeated the English and French and kept their country free. Here are people buried, Russian soldiers, and the English and French are buried here.
We can go back.
And here is another famous man.
The first word?
What is his name again?
Святитель. Nikolai. Saint
Nikolai. Is it Saint Nikolai?
Saint Nikolai.
The same Saint Nikolai as Santa Claus, or no, another one?
Not the Santa Claus.
Okay. And these are Russian pigeons. They look just like ours. Are visiting a Orthodox Christian church. I'm not yet sure what it all stands for, but it's beautiful. Yeah, it's very nice.
This way.
Go ahead. Christina, this is our guide. What did we just see?
We have been to the church, which is called the church to Alexander Nevsky's church, and it is the Russian Orthodox Church.
Good, thank you very much. You're doing a wonderful job. This is a monument to World War II, and as you can see, it celebrates the victory of 1945, and the Russians feel that they won ultimately the war against Germany, which had invaded their country. And so this is a monument to that, which is of huge importance to the Russians, for good reason. And then here is a modern office building. I asked a young lady why it was there or what it was. She said it's just offices, and the people don't like it. They think it's far too modern. Interesting. It's a nice building, though. To clarify something, the wooden structure is actually a temporary structure, or at least a very old one, and then this concrete thing is going to replace it, but clearly they ran out of money and time or something. We're now on a high point, and you see the landscape, a lot of water there, of course. The sun is right in the lens, sorry about that. birch trees, skinny, but very nice in shape. I suspect there has been a drought here. Everything looks very dry. Oh, we're coming to a Russian Orthodox church with the gleaming golden tops.
Church are usually held on Friday, Sunday, and Saturday. Friday, Saturday.
Look at that. There we are, you see it nicely. I'm afraid. Oh yeah, there are the mountains that I wanted to photograph. All these beautiful snow-capped mountains. That is beautiful. Look at that. I am sure our sweet guide Christina in the bus explained all the details, but I did not understand it. This is a beautiful Russian Orthodox church. Look at these golden tops, or gold leaves, but sparkling gold. Look at that. Look. That's a very expensive top. And then you see a couple of side, what would you call those? I don't know. And now I'm going to show you the mountains I was speaking of earlier. These are all white-topped volcanoes, a la Mount Fuji in Japan. But they have a whole bunch of them here. But you said you didn't want to go into the church because you have to properly cross yourself,
cover my
and
head,
cover your head.
and cross edge, and a certain way we have to put our fingers.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And if you put your fingers wrong, the two center fingers, you give them the American finger. So you must be pretty careful the way you do that. So let's go to the church and meet up. We are closer by now. And we were told Loretta has to head covered, and everyone crosses himself, head, stomach, right shoulder, left shoulder with 3 fingers, and take another look at these gorgeous mountains. I mean, these are beautiful. In Oregon, they got those 3 sister mountains, but these are far more perfectly shaped. All volcanoes. Loretta is picking out her head cover. Yes, put it on, please, Loretta. No, that she's not experienced in this, that's clear. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks very nice. Okay. Go ahead, please, thank you. Oh, that's similar to what I saw before. That is beautiful. The Greek Orthodox Church. They don't want to be called Catholic, even though they believe in the same principles as all Christian churches. Jesus, Maria, etc. Yeah, and there is, wow, you can go right to Saudi Arabia. Well, the bus tour is over and we are back to the ship, and look kind of confusing. Amsterdam, Rotterdam. Well, Amsterdam is the name of the ship. Rotterdam is the harbor of registration, I believe. If you compare that ship with the rest of the town we just visited, you feel like you're visiting from outer space. So you can see what that ship looks like. So you see it a little better there. There's the bow, the front, and you see there these two decks that are open with a big white band above them. We are on the lower of those two and about here. I cannot pinpoint it, but it is about here where we are located. Possibly a little bit further forward, and then you see the rest of the ship and how big the thing is. And today they're building them 50% larger, if not double as large. This holds about, I think it was 1,500 people, I guess, and they're now building ships that hold 6,000 guests. And this is an insight in the secret life of Hank Bakker. You see here this beautiful Sauvignon Blanc bottle by Kim Crawford of New Zealand. And you notice it has a screw top to close. And the glass is dark green. And next to it you see a glass with the contents, which happens to be pure Jack Daniels. And since we're allowed one bottle of wine a person, I have 2 bottles of brown wine. And so I'll have a little sip each afternoon, but things are going more rapidly than I planned to. This is the last half bottle. And it is the 13th, or the 11th of October right now. And now Loretta has to put her arm in front of my bottle. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Very interesting. And today is October 14, and we have arrived in the town of Kushiro in Holocaust, the northern island. I forgot the name now. Start with an H. And there you see the view from our bow camera, and you can see that the Pacific time in San Francisco is 5:39 on the 14th, and it is 9:39 on the boat. Actually, it's the 13th in San Francisco, if that interests you. So you can see how we traveled from Petropavlovsky in Russia to Kushiro, Japan. We just had the whole boat checked out by the Japanese customs people, and today we're going to take a bus tour to the marshes that are around Kushiro. I am now going to go to the balcony, sorry for the camera work, and show you the city of Kushiro, which is very unimpressive. Ugly. So you have seen Kushiro. If you think how beautiful old Japanese towns were with their unique architecture and how they have gone the way of concrete boxes with square holes in it to stack up the masses. And I'm kind of in a belligerent mood today because of here in Japan, like in most other countries, government has become so oppressive and paranoid. The entire boat had to have their passports and everything else checked before anybody can leave the boat. And it took hours. These officials came with special equipment to copy every passport, photograph every passenger, fingerprint every passenger, as if we were a boatload of criminals instead of visitors who are bringing our money to this pile of shit that I am looking at now. So, that's why I am in a belligerent mood. End of that story.
One of the
So we have left on our tour, and here's an example of
the scenery.
Japanese tour guide of whom I cannot understand one single word.
Okay. I hope everyone can hear me well, even those of you in the back.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. How about the temperature inside? Is it okay?
Good.
Hot.
Good.
Hot. Okay. A little bit hot.
It's pretty warm.
Warm. Too warm.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just make sure not all the vents are open. So just check if the vent above your head is.
Yeah. So if you open the vents, you can get
We are
some
now
air.
driving
So
to
that way you can
Kushiro.
control, the temperature and how you feel.
Intended.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Wonderful wiring
okay,
along the street.
Actually, Kushiro is really cold compared to. Okay, and then the 15 degrees
don't look forward
Celsius. So it's kind of
to
cold.
having to listen
I
to
hope you'll
this
be okay with this kind
incomprehensible
of temperature.
babble.
Okay. By the way, does any of you know Japanese language? No one. Kushiro wetland.
So you see some more of
Actually, the area was
Kushiro
once
ugliness.
under sea. So until 10,000 years ago, it was an ice age. So the area was not underwater. But then the temperature started to rise. Then this area became under sea. Measures to actually cut
They
the
have
number of deer.
600,000
So
deer.
now, actually, the number of deer is only less than, not only, actually, less than 400,000, but still there are too many. Yes. So, this is one of the species of the animal. I hope you
Very
can see
enlightening.
somewhere. And then,
More of
in the eastern part, this
ugliness.
is, I think, the most important animal. So, do you know Japanese crane? Red-crested crane. Red-crested crane. Very
I hope I get to
beautiful
see the
animal.
cranes hang.
So
We're on
its
our
wingspan
way
is
to
2 meters,
marshes,
and it is
where
about 1.5
there is
meters
supposedly
tall.
quite a bit of
1.5 meters tall.
wildlife, including cranes.
And
we
they are
hope.
famous, for stick once they
So we're going to watch the Kushirocho Shitochuka National Park in Hotsuka. And we're going to watch here a couple of ponds with hopefully some cranes. Here are my fellow travelers. Handsome group, I think. So here we are walking with our group. My goodness, whole bunch of wheelchairs. Everybody is semi-crippled, and I am one of them. The time has come.
Oh, isn't it grand? Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's how life goes. So I am here. Hello, ladies. And I'm here on the way walking to that marsh. It's a half a kilometer of steepness, and most of the people in our group are wrecks. It's kind of ridiculous. Look at the poor maintenance of the roads. Just like in the United States, there's minimum money spent on national park. The whole island makes an impoverished impression. Yeah, that was our guide who can't keep her mouth shut. And
I just gave him a piece of my mind.
Well, oh, you did?
Yes.
Well,
to both of them. And
you waste your time. Okay.
They're going to, try and correct that because it's just not right.
So we have reached the top of the road.
Okay.
And we are supposedly at this point. What is here? Here you are here. And it shows a lot of water. But when I look over there, I see a lot of dry land. Theoretically, the cranes would be here, but I wouldn't count on it. And so we are now at the observation point, and there's a river running here, and let's follow it. It is behind the green there, and it will show up here again. And there's supposed to be cranes, but I think not today. So Loretta has complained to the boat representative about the difficulty of the terrain for this group. Here is Kimberly, a Dutch girl. I'm going to interview you, Kimberly, in Dutch. Ik heb hier een Nederlandse dame van Eindhoven.
Zegt u het maar. Whatever you like, Dutch or English.
Wij doen het in het Nederlands nou.
Nederlands, helemaal goed.
En zij woont in de buurt van Eindhoven.
Ja, een klein dorpje genaamd Gelderop.
En ik heeft een collega, Cynthia, die ook Nederlands is.
Ja, dat klopt inderdaad. Komt uit Dokkum.
Van Dokkum,
ja.
Waar ik nog nooit geweest ben. Ben jij er ooit geweest?
Ik ben er 1 keer geweest, want ik ben op bezoek geweest met mijn collega. We werken al een tijdje samen. Dus,
is het een leuk stadje met een beetje veel historie, geloof ik?
Ja, en natuurlijk Elfstedentocht. Dus
for the English speaking here, we were speaking about the Netherlands and little towns where we have lived or friends live.
Yes.
And so, thank you for the interview. It was a great pleasure. Thank you. There's a little cafe in the area. And they have here a picture of their local cranes in the snow landscape. And that is beautiful. So we have seen the cranes. There is a video here in the lobby. And
I got a photo.
Aye, look at that. I got them.
Oh, you took one of that?
October 14, we are on the water sailing towards Yokohama. And tonight we are having our joint birthday dinner on the ship at the Pinnacle Restaurant. And Loretta and I have just opened our cards and reading the congratulations for our 80th and 82nd birthday. You can see us here. Let me get a little closer. And that's us at that age, and we cannot complain. A few aches and pains here and there, but we could do much worse. And let me show you the cards. If Loretta would just walk away front there. And no, you're blocking the view, Loretta, please.
How's that? Over here?
Yeah, just a moment.
Okay.
And here are the cards that we have received, and
beautiful array of them, aren't they?
Yes. If I may boast, that's the card I made for Loretta for her 80th, since she has the most important birthday. She got the center position, and her card for me is this one here, and both has lovely sentiments, which we'll show you some other time. And so we're now going to dinner. Well, here we are in the Pinnacle Restaurant, looking at champagne. Beautiful restaurant. You will be hard-pressed to find such a beautiful restaurant anywhere in San Francisco. The very beautiful dishes from Limoges in France. Those are $75 to $100 dishes. And there is my table mate. She's only 28 today. And her 21-year-old husband is here also. And we're going to be having a bottle of champagne. There it is. And that was given to us by the boat when we arrived. And we get to drink it now. It is not outstanding, but good enough. And Loretta and I have just ordered, and I'll show you later on what that is. Look at that beautiful plate. It's about a foot across. By Limoges in France. Let me give you a surprise shot, Loretta. Look at the ceiling. Look at there. Look at there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What a shot.
Oh, that's great.
Shimizu. And it is.
Will you see two diners like this because they have a mirror above their table, and we were just given our main course, and Loretta's is
halibut on
a
planked
plank, and I am getting Colorado lamb chops.
Beautiful.
Looks
how
all very
elegantly
good.
they're presented, Hank.
Yeah.
Really.
And we just came back from our wonderful dinner at the Pinnacle restaurant, and waiting was this, I would say it's a sea lion made of towels by our cabin men. Very well, it is October the 16th. We have arrived in Yokohama this morning. I tried to get this in focus and that doesn't work. Sorry about that. Anyway, you can see where we are, Yokohama. It is 8:28 in the morning. It is October the 16th. And I'm going to show you the outside. By the way, today we are leaving the ship around 10 o'clock. We must be off the ship. Suitcases are being packed. We actually did most of it yesterday. And then they're going to take us to the customs building. And because of my condition, they have volunteered to put me in a wheelchair. It has come to that. I've gone outside now. And there is parked across from us the giant Diamond Princess. It's a huge ship that belongs to the Princess Line, which is a sister company of our Holland America Line. And there you see some of the buildings that belong to Yokohama, and all kind of other things that you see in harbors, bridges, and storage facilities. I'll show you. Notice while we are docked here, all kind of maintenance is going on. You see there this guy working, and that equipment. And Loretta, oh, there's the equipment, all the merchandise that's being brought on board. And Loretta insists that I photograph this entire in the middle structure. Yeah, it's interestingly looking. It's a big wooden platform. It's a roof, I guess. And then there is green grass growing at the ends. And Loretta says there are all kind of shops under that roof. So, dutifully, I have photographed what she wants to be photographed. Even though I don't quite see the specialness. So yours truly is being wheelchaired off the boat. There I am. There is Wanda. There he is. Hello.
Hello.
Doing. There I am, sitting on the chair. What a scene. Last view of the ship. Amsterdam. Believe it or not, but we're now on a hop-on, hop-off bus in Yokohama. We took a train from our hotel, very nice hotel, the Sheraton, to this bus stop. The hotel sold us the tickets and said we should take the train because it was so simple and easy. Well, thank God for a very nice Japanese gentleman who spoke a little of English. Without him, we would have ended up somewhere in the countryside and never to be heard from again. But we are now you see Yokohama. There's a lot of building going on right here. This is us. Yeah. Oh, a lot of... Oh. Right now they're speaking English, and I don't understand a word of it, so I'll just believe it. We started here, where you see that blue line. That's where the Sheraton Hotel is approximately, and we went 2 stops, and we ended up on this place. And then the kind Japanese gentleman walked us through a mismatch of underground roads or walks, and now we are on the red line bus. Not the red line bus, it's called the hop. We call it hop off, but it has a different name. Right now you hear Japanese explanations. Oh, number C. And as we're driving around, we see our ship right there. Both ships, the Princess and the Holland American Line. And don't ask me what I'm seeing, I just don't understand the words she says.
Thank you.
This is stop. You see again our 2 ships. You see the Princess and the Holland American Line ship. Well, we were courageous and got off the bus, the C8 stop, and we are now in what they call Chinatown. And just like San Francisco, it is pretty dirty, but interesting. So, here we are, really Chinatown. And yes, see, you have Chinese food here. Nice, good, maybe, yeah. Well, there's plenty to eat. Yeah, indeed, Loretta, we should get some Chinese food here somewhere. Yeah, that's why I follow your suggestions. You always make excellent suggestions.
And I love the street.
Hello.
I love the street up ahead there. It's very nice. This is nicer than San Francisco.
I don't know about that. And you have these beautiful. Remember, we have them in the place there on Geary Street. These rolls. Hi. Yeah, a little later. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I love those.
They are Chinese and I'm American, and we speak English to them. Pretty arrogant, but that's all I speak around here. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is great. We're right in the heart of it.
Yeah. Look at that. Chinatown.
I love it.
Loretta loves it. So.
I love it. I think this is a great Chinatown.
Okay.
I think it beats our San Francisco one. Look at this.
Well, yes and no. I want to be on the movie too. And I hope we can find our way back to the bus stop in due time. Let's remember. Yeah. There's a lot of dim sum sold here. All kind of goodies. Those are all these are all dishes made from artificial material, but a great way to display
Hank, look at the top
what
one
they
up there.
offer.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
The top row. What is that?
Okay. Well, let's walk around. I tell you, nothing but food.
Yeah, things are clean.
Well, let's take number 5. What do you think?
No, not here.
Yeah, this looks very much, or not very much, but it looks like San Francisco Chinatown, the type of building and the closeness. And we just walked this whole street. And here is Loretta, who is walking away. She fits right in because she has Asian features. Going back to her Finnish Norwegian background. She says she has Asian features. Well, we decided we're gonna have some lunch in this restaurant. Loretta is seated. And the door is locked. And now it's open again. And there is our Loretta. So we started out with 4, what do you call these things? These, come on.
Dim sum.
4 dim sum, which we already have eaten. And now we have a shrimp soup and a fried rice with shrimps and a mysterious bowl of white something, which I did not order, was probably an accompaniment.
Maybe that goes in the rice, I'm thinking.
Maybe. Let's taste it first. So we are back on the hop-on, hop-off bus. After a fabulous little meal in Chinatown, the restaurant was owned by a Korean man who had studied high school and college in the United States and is running a Chinese restaurant in Japan.
And he was Korean.
And he was Korean, and he spoke fluent American English, and a very nice guy and an excellent meal. In the meantime, we're driving here. We're on this bus system. Not very helpful. Oh yeah, C13. So the next stop is C13. I have a map that shows where C13 is.
Next stop is number C13. Passengers for Chinatown, please get off here.
And they have a wheel here too.
It's never running.
No. And we're trying to find a railroad station. You can see these beautiful children, and they all look alike. October the 17th, and we are staying at the Sheraton Hotel in Yokohama, in a center of town. Right now the room is very messy. We arrived last night, and so you'll forgive the horrible appearance, but I will also photograph it later when it's all made up. This is my messy desk trying to get organized. We have very good internet connections, and I can catch up with all the stuff that I could not open up on the ship. We are on the platinum floor. That's for very important people. And on the 23rd floor. And here you see Yokohama, and much further out, probably parts of Tokyo, but that I am not sure of. We're very high, as I said, but our view will be taken away in the future. There's the bridge across the bay, and more of the downtown area. This building here in front of us is under construction, but there is no sign of life yesterday and today. Sound like a bankruptcy to me. Below here is a bus station that is so incredibly efficient. For 24 hours a day, buses arrive, come and arrive, and people wait at many stops, but it's perfectly organized. You see them come in continuously, and you all have a spot to go to, and this is a very important traffic or center. And then up here is the railroad station. People are going in there right now, but I cannot focus because of the window of my hotel room. I have to be about here. There's the railroad station, the underground. The roofs of buildings look horrendous. The pipes and plumbing and air conditioning and God knows what else. You can see it's just awful to look at, but then they were not designed to look at from above. Okay, I'll tell you more later. And so this afternoon we have decided we're going to visit the Sankien Garden. And already, if you open it up a little bit on the other side, we are currently here, and we're going to walk to a cafe which is about here, and then we're going to see all of these things, well, not all of them, by walking. I hope I can do it. Let me show you the surroundings. We just came from there, the entrance, and here is that lake. There's a lot of maintenance going on here. These men have, I don't know what they're doing, but they're maintaining. This belonged to a Hari family at one time. It was their estate, and then it changed hands. It was severely bombed by the Americans during World War II. That has been repaired again. So we're going to go.
So they're planting right here.
Yeah, right now they're planting this island. I think it's a man-made island.
I have a feeling, Hank, those are iris and they'll be beautiful in the spring.
Okay. And Loretta was starving, even though she had a huge lunch and a huge dinner last night. So we ordered this.
Soba?
And soba is
tempura.
and tempura dishes. Will come to $27 for two. I guess we can do that. And we took a taxi, which was $31 one way. This place is popular for weddings, and there they are. This photographer. This was the original private area of the family that owned this whole garden, the Hari family. This is all part of that family estate, the Hari family. And one of these buildings is the original building from 1623 that I read in my brochure, but I'm not sure whether it is this one or this one far away there. We shall find out. Loretta discovered life. There we are. These are begging koi fish, Loretta.
Koi, yeah.
And they're basically carps with a collar.
But they're huge, eh?
They are
Look
big
at that
ones.
yellow one.
And they see us and they're begging for feed. If you read the whole story, you'll see that this was built in 1623 in the Kyoto area and was moved here in 1922. And here is the house. Look at the giant stones that lead to the entrance. And that's what it looks like in this forest. No entrance for me. And look at this bridge. That is one slab of stone with some bamboo for handrails. And they dropped it over the little creek. And there are a few supports under it. Amazing. Several hundred years old, my guess is. Here's a little house, but what grows in front of it is bamboo. There is a bamboo person, a special. And here is a view of the lobby of our Sheraton Hotel. And it's really quite something. There is the lady who has helped us, the concierge, with making all kind of decisions. And you see there a very large lobby full of people. Very nice light fixtures. And here is another restaurant called Sea Wind. No, but basically it's a tea shop. People have tea here at any time of the day. And across is our favorite buffet Compass. And we're going there now. Yeah, I did. Okay, into Compass we go. Here they have giant fish that are slaughtered every day and eaten. And here is our favorite, buffet. There are 3 departments and there is all kind of delicious stuff. He makes crepes right there. And there's my friends. Hello, chef. How you doing? Oh, he's a very nice chef and has really taken care of us. I'll be back. And we always get the preferred table. Busy as hell here. We are now on the 28th floor, the highest floor of our hotel. Well, there's actually still some more room, but not for us. And you see here the other side that we have not seen yet. And the city looks very different from above, doesn't it? This huge tower must be a television tower, this orange thing. And tonight we're going to have dinner in this restaurant. Is this the restaurant, Loretta?
I don't think so. This is a lunch place, Elegant Lunch.
Yeah, but...
Here's the prices for that. With that, you just sit down and you...
We're being shown another restaurant, the steakhouse, where they have Kobe beef. Very, very expensive. Beautiful place.
This is where they cook the Kobe beef for you.
Oh.
This is a steakhouse.
That's beautiful.
See, they're cooking right there.
Another beautiful part of the restaurant.
And turf is
Very fine wine cellar, they tell us. I tell you, they live pretty good here. Very spacious. Just beautiful. And we're still on the 28th floor. Here is just the elevator lobby. Beautifully done in marble. And there is yours truly. Loretta, you're cut up in little pieces. Now we can see you.
okay.
We look very casual compared to the group.
Oh.
We were just at the Kobe restaurant, the Kobe beef restaurant. About 100 gram of beef goes for $220 for lunch.
And there were people up there right now having lunch.
Yeah. And now we are on the 8th floor of our hotel. There is this beautiful Japanese garden. And here is a beautiful Japanese restaurant where we are going to eat tonight. Hello. For tonight, I'm making a change in one. That is just so beautiful. That's that garden.
I had no idea.
People eat here, and tonight we're going to eat here too.
And there's the garden. 8th floor. So yeah, we are staying on the 23rd.
These are all rooms. I mean, the place is really something else. I don't know what this is. That's all part of that restaurant. And there is Loretta making all the arrangements. We're treated so beautifully here. People want to talk to us and show us. And Loretta tells them about her Ikebana Ikenobo experience for 30 years. And they are flabbergasted to hear that. Because modern Japanese no longer relate to Ikebana, I think. What do we have here? Oh, that is a sushi counter. Huh. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to stop here. We're back in the room to quickly change clothes before we go to the Silk Museum. But I'll take another look down below. See how this magnificent, efficient bus station works. Buses arriving continuously. People waiting at the right stop for where they have to go. And here are taxis. These are all taxis waiting for a chance to pick somebody up in that corner where the people actually come to pick up a taxi. There are far too many taxis, and these poor guys spend half the day in line trying to get a little order. So I don't want to become a taxi driver. And of course you already have seen this view before. We have been admiring this building in progress. They are building, we see them haul ready-made pieces of the building up and then connected to the structure. There are all these cranes, huge cranes. Look at that. This one has 3 floors. And large pieces of the building are brought in by truck, hauled up and immediately put in place. That's how they build these buildings. The trucks come in at this location where you see this wide gate here. And that opens up, and then the truck parks here. The crane picks up the piece and it goes up and it gets connected to the ongoing building. Yeah, our plan was to go see Tokyo, but that is so complicated with trains and lack of time. A city of 10 million that you cannot see in one day. But let me show you the skyline. That is, you can see from here, the soft gray is far away there. And those are the skyscrapers of Tokyo. I'm going to get a little closer still, but it doesn't make it any sharper. But that is Tokyo. So now you can say, and we can say that we have seen Tokyo. Now we're back in Yokohama. In the taxi on the way to the Silk Museum, which is along the harbor area, I'm just taking a picture of the traffic. Highly disciplined. We've never seen an accident. They drive on the left. Every taxi driver has a little map. He has to have that, I guess, telling them where you are to make sure that they don't take you for a detour, I guess. Anyway, you're driving now through Yokohama. So we came to visit the Silk Museum, and we are at the wrong museum. We are at the Archivaris History Museum, which we really did not want. And how does the door open? Okay. But we have free tickets, so I may as well go in there. Oh.
So we just started.
No photo. These are the streets of Yokohama before the Europeans arrived in force. This is how the city developed. And they built a real harbor. This is the Chinatown of Yokohama
1920.
in 1920. Now it's a bustling tourist area. This is the great pier built in 1894 for loading and unloading. I am whispering because I was forbidden to use it. Well, the Silk Museum was closed, but here on the outside shows you the initial harbor pier of Yokohama after the British, French, and Dutch forced Japan to do business with them. And this is a real photograph that was colored around that time. And you see how many ships were in the harbor. And this was a going concern. We're now going to walk to the pier of what is left of it today, or how it looks today. There at the end of the road is that pier. We're going to walk in that. So here is the entrance to Yokohama Harbor. There's strong wind and the microphone probably is blown apart on my camera. I hope you can hear me. Here is some of the interesting architecture of Yokohama. And here's some more of the skyline. And there's somewhere there, our hotel is behind that building that I'm pointing at. Here is a beautiful Yokohama female, red-haired female. Yesterday, Lottie, they said you were beautiful. The waitress said that, but she wanted to know our age. So if we would qualify for the 65-year plus discount. And I pointed at Loretta and said, Loretta, look at me, please. And I said, she is 80. The waitress fainted. Almost. And when I said that,
You said you were 80.
And when I said I was
she asked
82, she said, you traversed the numbers. You meant 28. And I agreed to that. Now, it's a dark day, Friday, and tomorrow, on the 20th, we fly home. After a rather long walk, we come now to the red brick warehouses that were built during the the late 1800s as warehouses for all the products that were shipped to and from here. Europeans, I think, had these built, never asking permission from the Japanese for the same INV. We are inside the red brick building, and it is full of cute shops. Exactly what Loretta wanted. She wants to buy souvenirs. Nice leather good. Boy, this is a tourist haven. Well, Loretta, if you want to buy souvenirs, you have found the place. The place. Look at that. Beautiful, something appropriate she wants. Well, that seems reasonable.
I can't get Emmy just something touristy, you know?
We're taking a taxi from the Red Warehouse, and there we see a beautiful view of Yokohama at night. They got buildings here. It's residential, that thing.
Buildings lit up. I don't think you can see it from your side. Looks like one big city, all lit up.
Well, it is the 20th, October the 20th, and we're on the way to the airport in a totally empty bus. A beautiful bus, and it's taking us from the hotel to the airport. We are in the airport. We found a beautiful free card. And Loretta already is waiting at the elevator. Sorry about that, I shouldn't make movies and push a cart at the same time. We're going to the 3rd floor, ma'am. That's a big elevator. Oh, I see. I saw. Oh, I saw.
Behave yourself.
5:40 and the plane will not leave till 9:20, so we have almost 4 hours to wait. In the meantime, you see a very busy airport. This is the international, and a lot of people are waiting, and they have to wait like several hours. We are eating again. We're now in the first class lounge because we spent an awful lot of money. Of Hawaiian Airlines, and we have 2 hours to wait from this moment on, 2.5 really, before we can fly to Honolulu. And there, unfortunately, we have to again to remove all of our luggage from the carousel and go through customs. It is a pain in the ass. Why didn't they do it here? I mean, if our suitcases were x-rayed and good enough to fly from here to Honolulu, they should be good enough to fly from Honolulu to San Francisco. And we are not carrying any contraband, so what's the problem? I'm asking silly questions. You cannot ask intelligent questions to bureaucrats. And so far for my political speech for the night. So we're walking from that, what do you call that, cafe room. 1 minute, I'm getting organized here. What do you call the room where we just had our coffee? The lounge. We had the lounge because of our advanced position in society. And now we are walking 15 minutes to gate 142, which already has started to board, and we have to hurry up. Okay, very interesting. By the way, this is a giant airport. I would say 3 times larger than San Francisco. This is just a small part of the international terminal. 15-minute walk. Well, finally we have some speed walks, but it could be better. So we are in the plane, first class, or they call it business class, but it's fabulous. Look, we have space for our feet, and beautiful plane. And there is Mrs. Bucker. Hello. And we're about to take off, as you can see. And so we're starting about 6 or 7 hours of flying to Hawaii, after which we will have a 3-hour layover and then fly on to San Francisco. We're flying over Tokyo thereabouts. Let me zero in through the window. Endless neighborhoods. 14 million people. Say that again.
Good morning.
That's right. We have been in the air for 6 hours, sleeping in these pods, almost as like a sci-fi movie, where we have been asleep for 1,000 years, woke up, perfect condition. No, not really. This shows you where we are. Let me take that from there. We're going 895 kilometers an hour, 40,000 feet, and it's bloody cold outside. Minus 67 Fahrenheit. We're getting very close to Honolulu, even though they don't show the island here. There it is. I think. I'm half asleep. Okay. 環境保護地区にも指定されております。この地域は天然記念物のハワイアンモンカジャラシ、アホウドリとはじめとした希少な野生生物が生息しております。皆様の左手にはワイナイ山脈、そしてワフ島の最高峰、標高1220メートルのから。Yeah, another shot of Oahu. They didn't get lost during the night. It is now October the 20th, and when we left it was October 21. Interesting.
Our last leg. This has
Our
been quite a
last
trip.
leg, exactly. So we made it to Hawaii, and we made it to Flight 12 to San Francisco. And we're sitting again in a nice first-class environment, as we deserve. And it is currently 1:15 Hawaii time, and we will be in San Francisco
Close to 5 hours.
9 hours later, at 9 o'clock or 9:10, I think, p.m. in San Francisco. Oh, we're taxiing now, and we're going to be taking off in a few moments for San Francisco. Taking off in the air.
Once again, hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard flight number 12 with service to San Francisco. For those of you seated on the left-hand side of the aircraft, you'll be getting a glimpse of the business and industrial districts of our city.
p.m. on October 20th. And there you see the Bay Area. And we will be landing very soon.